Hey, welcome back. Hope everybody is having a great Friday, and thank you so much for joining me talking all things Masters of the Universe. Today on the channel, guys, we're going to be reviewing and unboxing the Mattel Creations exclusive Masters of the Universe Origins DESPARA, powerful captain of the evil horde, alright? But first, we'll take a look at the figure in the packaging, the beautiful artwork it comes with, alright? Then, of course, we'll do a full unboxing, alright? We'll look at all her items she comes with. The comic also included with her, all right? And for comparisons, I did bring out She-Ra, all right, to compare her with, all right? And also, we'll look at her classic version of DESPARA, or DESPARA, all right, from thanks to Pixel Dan and Dark Horse Comics, all right? So, of course, if you are new to my channel or first time watching, I hope you will subscribe afterwards. I hope you'll hit that like button, and thank you so much for doing that. Hit the notification bell when I upload new videos, and please share this video. Whoever has a passion and a love for collecting all things Masters of the Universe. Without further ado, let's take a look at DESPARA, or DESPARA. I don't know which one is it DESPARA or DESPARA? I don't know, but we're going to take a... And surprise, surprise, guys, I was not expecting this at all, alright? I was just shocked when I came home and she was right there at my house. Alright, I was expecting to get her next week, but I am not complaining at all. Alright, I'm very surprised and very, the fact that they got her out so quickly. I'm amazed, all right, and very happy and very pleased that Mattel got these out at a very quick and timed manner, all right. But here we go, all right. Get the, all right, of course you have the She-Ra, of course, 40th anniversary sticker right there. 6 and up. You have the Masters of the Universe DESPARA. So this is more in the vintage line of the Origins line, not the cartoon collection. All right. There's a nice glamour shot of her right there, DESPARA. All right. Get my camera a little bit here. All right. The powerful captain of the evil horde right there. The Rider Rocks blasting around it. You got retro play right there. And there she is right there. Of course, this is the more darker version of Adora here, based off a DC comic. All right, got the Horde symbol right there, sticker right there. This is giving me a lot of the old school Origins vibes right here with the sticker here. But she looks great. She looks absolutely amazing. And this is actually my first Adora figure in my collection. Flip it back around right there. So an absolutely amazing glamour shot right there of her. It's kind of funny that, you know, you have, of course, like Hordak right there. You have remember the Horde, Battle for Eternia 4-pack. You have the Horde Revenant that I picked as my overall favorite figure in the line right there. And you have, of course, the other members of that 3-pack. You know, we got the Skull Knights, the Paragon Champion right there, and the Pit Warden right there, and Fear and Taken Out. So I think I picked right. I think I chose right, the right team. You know, to say this is my number one, villain here, or part of that 4-pack right there. But it's absolutely amazing, gorgeous artwork right there, beautiful right there. This is collector friendly, all right. So you can move it from here if you wish, right there. Now the one thing I don't understand, and maybe somebody can tell me, is the fact that they still include a tab right here in the middle of the plastic here. You can't do nothing with this. I mean, you can pop it out if you want to do that, but why do that? Why even have this here? You know, it just if you're going to do a full-on collector-friendly packaging, remove this. Give it, you know, I mean, and then if you wish to display it somehow, I mean, you can't display it, because if you take this out, this is going to fall out. You can't, you know, this part right here just comes straight out, all right? So that makes no sense. It's my suggestion, as you've seen it before on the channel, I do use, all right, these nice protective cases right here that do have that same type of tab right here. All right, and you can find them on eBay. All right, just type in Master of the Universe protective cases. All right, and then depending on how much you want to spend or how much you want to get, All right, from like 10 pack to a 20 pack or so. And just go from there. All right. But enough talking, guys. All right, let's go ahead and get her unboxed real fast, guys. So hang on. Give me 1 second. All right, everybody. First things first is the comic that's included right there. All right, Phantoms of DESPARA here. As you can see, a nice shot right here of her, all right, in her evil horde form. And of course, becoming She-Ra right there. And then right in the middle right there. I like it. I love it right there. Of course, the back has nothing but Master of the Universe right there. Basically, this is kind of like a retelling. Like, she's remembering herself being DESPARA and stuff like that. But so beautiful. Gorgeous artwork right there. And then you can see Adora being mind-controlled right there. Brainwashed right there by Shadow Weaver. Got Leech and Hordak. Taking the baby right there. Taking Adora right there. And you can see her using her abilities right there to become Force Captain. Nice. Gorgeous right there. Alright. And her breaking that spell, and becoming She-Ra. Looking gorgeous right there. I like that shot right there. That's a nice shot right there. That's really cool. I like that. Alright. And without further ado, here she is. Here is DESPARA, or DESPARA, right there. Alright. First things first, the mask is very easy to remove. Right there, pops right off. Alright, let's talk about her details here. Okay. Alright. Now she's got now her paint job is amazing. All right, they've done an absolutely incredible job here. With her eyes right there, short hair. Now on the back of her, you can store her blades if you wish. Now these blades, like if you remember in my review or breakdown or talk about with her, I find like these blades are too heavy. I mean, they're too big, but it works. It does work. All right. All right, the hands do work, okay? So these blades do work for her. I don't know, they look too big for some reason. Now, if you look at her Classics version real fast, guys, her variant in Classics here, her swords right there look much more thinner. All right? And it came out in 2016, right there. Also included with this version of her, she does come with a staff right here. But look at the, I feel like these blades, would have been a better suit, personally, with this version from the Origins line here. I don't know. It still works. Don't get me wrong. It still works. And also, with these blades now, if you have a Anti-Eternia He-Man in your collection, this is another, of course he has the Power Sword, but I don't know, as another option, if you wish, to have with your Anti-Eternia He-Man figure here. All right. Interesting also with this form here. Like I don't know much about this version of She-Ra here or Dora or DESPARA. That this was a based off a DC comic, all right, of a much darker tone, all right, of Adora, all right. But I'm noticing one thing about her is that there is no Horde symbol anywhere on her, all right, representing the Horde here. All right, now she has this red dagger thing in the middle of her chest plate here, but there's no Horde symbol representing the Horde here. So it's very interesting. All right, now the cape itself, all right, is a very flexible cape here. It's not soft goods, unfortunately, but like with all the other capes, even with She-Ra here, this one has a more plastic feel to it. This does have texture. There is texture with this cape right here. You can see the fabric right there. All right, but she looks great. Been at the legs right there. Feet swivel right there. I'm going to try popping the head off here, I hope. All right, pops off right there. And if you want to remove the cape, you can do that if you wish. Put the head sculpt back on, I hope. There we go. Ha! And then you have her without her cape form right there. All right, good. Of course, these are more inclined of the vintage Origins figures and not the cartoon collection. So these figures are like a little bit, like about a half an inch smaller, all right, than the cartoon collection figures, all right. Now the helmet itself, right, the Horde helmet right here, it just like basically it's not a head sculpt, all right. It's not a full-on head sculpt as you saw right here. It's just a mask basically that you can cover up Adora with right there. All right. Now, one thing I love the detail of the mask. Looks great. But the one thing I wish they would have done, unless you can, maybe right here on the sides right here, that you can grip with the hand of Adora, like she's holding the mask in her hand. See if I can do that here, guys. Hang on. Maybe that's how you do it. So there you go. So right there. So if you wish to have her, the mask in her hand, you can do it like that if you wish. About to put it on. See if I can get her standing up here, guys. Hang on. I don't know. Ooh. I don't know, guys. Let me get my camera a little bit more centered here. So let me know, guys. Let me know what do you think. Were you picking her up? Did you pick her up? Like I said, I was very shocked and very happy and surprised that, she was here. I mean, it's been less than a week since we pre-ordered her, and now she's here in our collection, guys. Incredible. So if I can get her normal form here. I'm standing right next to each other right there. There you go. That's a nice shot right there. I might use this as a thumbnail here. Also, you know what? Like I said before in my talk about video, I am very surprised. Very surprised. I'm not complaining that we got this version of Adora first and not more of her Filmation cartoon version in the Origins line. All right, I expected this figure right here in Masterverse. All right, because as you know, in the Revolution show, at the end, a little tag right there at the very end, like an end credit scene, we saw DESPARA on that show. So I was expecting to see her in Masterverse. We probably still will, right? But it's just, I mean, and the whole secret thing about her was kind of weird as well. The fact that they put it out on a Saturday. There was just little glimpses of her on the Mattel Creations website. I mean, there was no countdown, and then like the day before, they finally put her out on the website. So I never could understand why they did that. The whole secret thing, I mean, everyone who knew, even the images showed. I mean, we knew exactly who it was, So it's just a weird pre-order in a way. But like I said, I'm not really complaining. It's just odd. And I still hope, and I'm sure we will, get the more Adora Princess of Power Filmation style figure in the collection. But she looks great next to her good counterpart right there. And a couple more spins right there. All right. We'll get it back right here. Take one more detail look right here. From her sword here. You got our mask right there in her other hand. Right there. Great glamour shot right there. I love the short hair. I love it. Very clean and very nice. And she moves very, it's no stiffness. There's, it's very nice. Wow. Well, this one's a little bit stiff here. But still amazing. Absolutely amazing, guys. So let me know in the comments below what you think. All right, about DESPARA or DESPARA. All right. Wow. All right, guys. I'd like to take time now, of course, to thank my subscribers. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. All right. I love doing these unboxings with you guys. These, very welcomed and very surprised unboxings with you guys. All right. All right. So, but once again, thank you so much for joining me, guys. All right. Don't forget to hit that notification bell when I upload new videos. And I'm hoping, guys, to have Ninjor in the review tomorrow to at least do a semi unboxing with you guys. I'm hoping. Also, I got notification that my, oh my God, I don't know what wave it is. Wave 24, which is Grizzlor, Fangman, and Orko, is on. They're hitting Big Bad Toy Store's website. And they're almost there to be processed and shipped out. So hopefully within next week, I will have at least 3 more figures to review with you guys. All right. So don't forget to hit that notification bell. I got another figure coming as well. I'm kind of keeping that secret. All right. It's a vintage collection figure from Masterverse. All right. Hint, hint. All right. So I'm hoping to have him in my hands to unbox, well, at least do a semi-unboxing with you guys. All right. I'm still on the hunt for Blade. Does anybody know about when is Blade out yet, or is he coming out? All right. When is Blade, the movie version of Blade, for the Master Universe? Does anybody know when he's supposed to come out as a pre-order? I feel like that's gonna be like a San Diego Comic-Con for Mattel Creations, but I think it's a fan channel exclusive, I think. I don't know. I've not heard much about that, right? So let me know in the comments below. All right. So, so I hope you guys have a great Friday, and I'll see you guys on Saturday. Take care, and have a good one, everybody.